Hey guys, it's SMARMYTANK. Welcome to Reforged Radio. This is going to be episode 2. I do these things live on Twitch on stream. This week's guests are AdaMaZe, Twitch streamer, spoiler, whatever you want to call it, and then our guy Popschlock, who I have affectionately nicknamed the Professor. I hope you guys are enjoying these. We're gonna do one of these every single time they launch a PTS, and then obviously as the game gets released, we'll try to do these regularly with some of the hopefully bigger names in the community. Maybe we can even get some of the staff and the devs from High Res at some point if we get enough traction with this. But thank you guys for all your support on the last one. I hope this one's a little bit better because it's a little bit shorter. With that, this is Reforged Radio. So yeah, this is episode 2. This is dedicated to the PTS server, which most of you guys have been playing and watching people play this weekend and last weekend. And what I want to start off with, and I'll start with you, Adam, is if you guys don't know AdaMaZe, by the way, just go follow him on Twitch, and I can't explain what he is. Okay, just go see it. He's smoking a lot right over there. Hot as we speak.
Yo, I'm Daddy. What's goody?
So the first question for you, Adam, is: did you play in the week 1 PTS, and did you play in this weekend's PTS? I already know the answer is yes. So tell me.
No.
Okay, he's gonna be difficult. Crazy, we're gonna need to ban Adam and just remove from the broadcast. It's gonna be me and Pop tonight.
I'll be serious sometimes. Yeah.
So let me, because you weren't here last week, talk about week 1 and like your initial like holy shit or this sucks. You know, give me some of that.
I didn't even watch the VOD. I should have, because I could have gotten ideas to what's happening right now. But I'm going full blind into this.
Yeah, we love that. That's the way it should be.
But yeah, are you just asking like what are my first impressions of the first week? Or
so I didn't get a chance to really hang too much in your stream. In fact, I haven't gotten a chance to hang in anyone's stream. So like I wasn't there to see the initial splash of water in the face when you got on the PTS and saw the thing. So I'm wondering, what was your first reaction? Was it a huge boner, medium-sized boner? Were you really surprised by how much they did? Did that take you by surprise?
So that was actually my biggest reaction, and what I kept saying is I was so happy that it wasn't just the old game and they were actually able to make some type of a hybrid where they actually did change a lot. Like I would consider it way more than I would have ever thought they got done in a short amount of time with a small group of people. Okay. And they way exceeded the expectations as far as like reusing old content, but also implementing new features and implementing the new content that was just brand new, not reusing anything, but they did a mixture of reusing some old, textures or whatever, like abilities and stuff like that, retextured them, and did it right. They just honestly, they did it right. They did what they could with what they had and did it the way that they needed to do it, which was high impact, low cost. And they got a lot done, but it didn't take away, I don't think, from like a lot of the core fundamentals of what a lot of people like of the game now, which isn't very much in the live game, but there's a few things that keep people around right now. So it wasn't where it was just like a complete night and day, and that was a big positive for me. I was smiling, I was happy, because it was like actually a dream come true. It was like, wow, they did do something as almost like a happy medium, where of course there's a few things that I think could get better, but overall, holy shit, like no way they got this much done in the 3 months or whatever it was. Like that's what I just kept saying over and over. So I would say overall it was like a massive boner, first impressions.
And the thing that's kind of cool for me, like, I've been making these videos on and off for the last 6 months over this whole process of, us guessing what's going to happen. And I referenced you in a video, I don't know, 3.5 months ago, just talking about how you kind of came back to kick the tires and you've been playing again, and it's been just kind of weird, like it's old times with a bunch of people again, and referenced you and a lot of other people. And so I honestly, and just so you guys know, I didn't like reach out to Adam and say, hey man, what are we going to talk about tonight? I just gave these guys the 3 things you see on the screen earlier today and said, wait, can't wait to see you guys. So I was personally just like almost a little bit teary-eyed when I saw a little bit of his reaction but I didn't get to like watch the full-on rage that occurred when some things probably started happening. So let's talk about really quick before I get into it with Pop. When it fired back up a few days later for what we'll call week 2, which is kind of this weekend, what were some things that you were like disappointed about, or were you completely satisfied that they took the feedback and they made those tweaks once again? Tell us a little bit about your feelings as week 1 versus week 2 after having played it for a few days.
So, of course, there's the thing that has to be brought up, and it's kind of a bittersweet thing, but
Right.
like the fact is people didn't want it to go away, don't want it to go away at all. And not only that, they like it so much that they were used to old PTS patches where it was, okay, here's a PTS for a week of what's going to be implemented the next day, and there's no gap. They just got to play. And it was really dumb and very silly. And this new way is way better, and I love it a lot. It's just that fact is like that was upsetting. Like that's shitty that we wait 4 years and then we have to be told, oh, this is, you know, X amount of time and we can't play it, and you go back to your other games, like whatever. But like it's not as bad as it really is, because at the end of the day they did open it again pretty quickly, and they are. So like that, you know, idea initially seemed worse than it really is. So I think as far as like to answer your question, that aside, I really like the way that they're doing this. I like that they're taking feedback. I haven't been mad about any change. I haven't been like, oh, they did that, I want that to be changed back, about a single thing. It hasn't. Like,
Interesting.
they've only done things that they should be doing. And I think that that's like, it's a big, the reason why that's the case is because they're actually listening to the people that play the game the most. And I think it's like a controversial topic, because you should have some happy medium where you're listening to the casuals and like the top players or the competitive players. But at the end of the day, the people that play the game 12 hours a day do want what's best for the game health wise, and they know what is healthy for the game's casual scene, although it doesn't seem like it. Like, you know, a lot of the ideas that these people have, they for the most part have really good intentions, because they want to play a game that's more enjoyable. So if that means taking a few things from Apex, a very successful, the best battle royale in my opinion ever made, that's good, you know, like do that, you know. And people are saying it's becoming more and more like Apex, and I say keep going, like keep this up. This is a great start. I think that, you know, it is time for Realm to start taking things back, and you know, they've already gotten enough taken from them idea wise. So
Adam,
yeah.
is it fair to say, because I think I felt the same way you did, is like after the first weekend and then they shut it down, I was like, okay, if these guys fucking make us wait too long, it's gonna really be a problem. They're gonna they really need to, like, if they're gonna like do this to us, it just needs to keep coming back and back and back. And then certainly that's exactly what's pretty much happened. So we felt the same then. We were like fearful, like, oh my god, don't do this to us. Right. Because yeah, trying to play live Realm is absolutely dog shit right now. I mean, it's
I don't play
I can't stand it. And the thing that sucked for me is I couldn't really play this weekend, so I'm like trying to get clips of the PTS, and I'm like I jump into a lobby and there's 5 just really sweaty guys, and I'm like, this is not good. Like, I need full lobbies so that I can like make some clips, dude. Holy shit. So Popschlock, hello sir, thank you by the way for coming in, and rather than try to speculate and introduce you, why don't you tell everybody what you are, who you are, what your deal is, what involvement, if any, you have with anything, and what you can and can't talk about with us tonight, so that nobody gets disappointed. I think, safely say that you're a moderator in the official Realm Royale Discord. That's fair to say, correct?
That is correct.
Perfect. So take us away. Tell us a little bit about, I don't think you can really answer this first question, because I think there's probably some stuff you're not supposed to say about what you know, about what you know, or what you know, but what can you tell us a little bit about just these first 2 patches, anything that you can share with us? And thank you for doing this, by the way.
Yeah, of course. So I guess first to start on who I am, how I got involved more directly with Realm, and helping out with some of that feedback. I started out prior to Realm getting picked back up last year. I've always been a very statistics-oriented person. I've enjoyed hanging out with different communities, building relationships, and so I started assembling community feedback just in general. This was long before Realm ever was being redeveloped again, just to get something out there.
Crazy.
From all the communities that I was involved in, and it started out being about 8 pages of my own feedback. I spent somewhere between 50 and 100 hours in Discord calls with people and got it up to 35-ish pages of direct feedback. This changed, this changed, this changed, this bug, this bug. So that's kind of the how, I guess, I got a little bit involved, and then started pinging my LinkedIn contacts, and
Dude,
we
let
got that
me stop you
feedback to high res.
Let me get this straight. You started working on a project that was completely dead and had no hope of ever maybe coming back again, and then it just turned out that you're the most brilliant data guy we ever needed. Is that accurate?
It turned out to be pretty lucky timing, yes.
Right.
Right.
And at the time there was no Realm team, so I was just pinging. I used to work in the video game industry some, so I was just pinging every contact I had from old E3 shows and old companies I worked at, and it managed to make it to high res to not even the Realm team people, because there was no Realm team, but it was enough through the grapevine that it really got into high res's ear enough that they were willing to listen to and consider more direct community involvement than maybe past Realm teams had done.
Extra chat, VOD watchers, YouTubers. The reason why we have Realm Royale coming back is because Popschlock was bored and loves nerdy shit.
True.
And he like woke up the fucking sleeping giant, dude.
He would like hop in my chats too, so I'm sure he would like go into other people's chats and Twitch and whatnot and like talk to them in DMs, like you said, Discord calls. And so
right.
Yeah, like he even had like direct he wanted to get my feedback and opinions and stuff like that, and we even talked a few times, so he's definitely been around the block.
This was months before I had any type of connections within high-res or anything. This was just a side project just for fun.
You were just like, hey, I just want to compile some data.
So,
just for the hell of it, right?
Yeah. So it really, like, the shout out for me goes to Thor's team, all of them there in their passion. And I know one of the questions you had last time is why should we trust this dev team?
Right.
And honestly, it's not just the dev team. I also have a lot more trust in high-res's leadership this time and how they're delegating and trusting Thor and the team and their discretion in terms of the direction of this product.
Right.
Some things that I've been very happy to see that I didn't hear come up on last week's call is just the transparency that they've had overall. Example, Adam alluded to it, but the old PTS as an example were almost a release preview to build hype.
Right.
They drop on a Friday and you'd have whatever it is Monday, whether there was community outrage or not. I really liked in his patch notes, if you go to the PTS patch notes channel in the official Discord, you can read his exact wording, but essentially he said that they didn't want to do that. They wanted to involve the community. They wanted to push a PTS, take feedback, incorporate those changes, and do that ongoing. Even though maybe that removed some of the launch hype that would have happened if they had just dropped it, that would have been very against that value, and you can see him holding to those core values and that team holding to that core value of incorporating community feedback.
And let me just speak to that really quick, and then I'll shoot back to you, Adam. Because I think I said it pretty eloquently, honestly, is I was trying to explain to someone in Discord today. I said, listen, you guys are missing this whole thing. Like, this isn't about the things you want or the things that you think need to be in or out of the game or fixed or not fixed or buffed or nerfed. The reality is what you guys need to understand is that there's a guy who literally stopped being a streamer, stopped his regular normal life, whatever that may have been, and said, yeah, I'll start working 10, 12, probably 20 hours a day on this amazing game that I love, and then found out that he had exactly what you said, Pop. He has all this support and people on the same page. So I trust that development team, but you know what I trust even more? I trust that he has reached out to a ton of streamers, a ton of content creators, a ton of people that play this game. And I believe, and I said this today, and I really believe this, you guys, and you tell me if you disagree. I believe we're represented. I believe that whoever's telling them about the fact that I hate Flare, they're in there representing me. I don't need to be in Discord telling him every day that the Flare sucks. I've got a guy that they're already talking to that says the Flare sucks. You know what I mean? There's a guy in there right now telling them that fucking axe is too OP and you gotta nerf that thing. I don't need to be that. And in fact, the rest of the community needs to trust that. They've chosen a ton of people, and I believe that Thor even said we're going to bring even more people in as time goes on to like give us feedback on this game. So everything from what I understand that they were doing what we considered to be wrong last time, they've gone over and above to like try to give us this like encouragement that, hey, we have literally a different game. I mean, I think a lot of us have been saying that lately. Oh, this is really a different game. It's not even the same game. I mean, it kind of isn't. I mean, I don't know. I play the live game. My hunter's just not a hunter without the grappling hook now. You know what I mean? Like, Adam, anything you want to finish off on week 1 versus 2, or just where we're at right now with the 2 PTS weekends that we've had? Anything else?
Yeah, just like a little tidbit on what you just said. Like, I actually haven't even played the live server since the first day I played PTS. That's how serious I am about, like, it is a completely different game, but it's something that I like that much more, and I mean it when I say that. And I won't ever play the live game again. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes for me. I just won't. And I don't like that game anymore. There's no point in it. There's no point for it. I don't have fun. It's so stale. There's no fucking cooldowns. Like, I even think the cooldowns should be lowered a little bit more than they are right now. Just
to give you more of the double movement stuff.
But like, that's a controversial thing because they are in a really good spot now. But like, I personally, like, I started pretty early, like right after the bots got added, like right when they added the classes back. So I started when it was like a 2-second blink, and it would also give you movement speed when you used it, and like shit like that. Like, I love that shit. Like, you didn't even mount because you would move faster if you had a legendary blink, just blinking every second and then getting the movement speed.
Interesting.
That's the type of shit that I like. But obviously there needs to be a happy medium somewhere there. And I think the current like PTS really has a good idea. It does feel good. The competitiveness feels good. I think like a good point, like you said, is it feels like a completely different game, but I think it's like in a really, really good way because it just gives everybody more of a chance. I think everybody.
Here's the bottom line, Adam.
Is so much higher.
Here's the bottom line, and we can get into talking about this later if you guys want to, because you and Pop are obviously a huge part of the thing that we tried to kind of create, and I think we're still working on it and putting it together, and I think it's still going to be viable once we get this actual patch live. But with that said, I've killed some players, Adam, that I would never kill in the live servers. I've killed some players because of my ability to be able to reset and escape fights that I normally would have just let go of my keyboard and let them kill me.
Right.
And that is amazing because I'm not a great player. I mean, I'm an okay, decent, casual player, as you will. But I killed... Listen, I don't know if I should say this live right now because it might cause a problem, but I'll tell you later. I killed somebody that you'll be very happy to know that I killed last night, and I absolutely shit all over him because I was able to reset with that grappling hook, and they did not heal properly, and I ruined them. Okay. And they were a good, like, one of the better players in the world at this game. And I was like, hey, either that person's using the wrong name or I actually killed a really good player. But I got Drift one night. I got Sneaky God last week. These are people that I don't ever kill. Okay. And that to me speaks to how balanced this game is. This version of PTS that we have is that you don't have to be super unbelievable to fight with some of the super unbelievable players. Like, I can't honestly wait to run into you and maybe finally for the first time in my life kill you in game, bro.
I think what Crazy says is a good point too. I think the skill ceiling has gone up a lot, so you'll be killing me a lot less frequently than you were before. But I think to your point is like, it's new for everybody right now, so the game just feels harder for everyone.
It does feel hard, though. You're right.
It feels more difficult. People are more difficult to kill. It takes longer to kill them. So the whole game just seems more difficult, and that can be demotivating or demoralizing and make you say, oh, I don't like this patch. But like, just to kind of segue into what Crazy's saying is like, once this patch goes live, you're not going to be playing against Gentle Giant, Idiot Mouse, and Arrow and Daze every game like you are right now.
Right.
You're going to be playing against the controller Timmys and the people in the on their Nintendo Switch
Which
in the
could be
living room
worse.
like you're used to, and bots. So I mean,
What
I
did he
think
call
there's
me?
just there's going to be a lot of different things that when it releases fully, we'll be able to really enjoy what Thor and the team have created, and I think it'll show in the balance and the way the fights play out and just the overall time to kill. Like you said, you're not just instantly dying. You can use your abilities probably 3 or 4 times. Even if you're dead, at least you can use them and like play your class out instead of just boom, 1 headshot, 1 blast arrow, or 1 fucking snipe headshot, you're dead. Like,
and to
2
that point,
axes,
that
you're
exact
dead.
point, I'm hitting him with a gold bow headshot and a blast arrow. Normally I'm seeing a chicken, right? Well,
Right.
now they're still running away from me and they're using their double movement speed, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to like back up and like refigure this out. And then boom, we're fighting again. And I'm of course speaking about more one-on-one fights. If you run up on a squad
Dueling.
still nowadays, you're still gonna get completely destroyed.
Dueling.
Which,
But yeah, it added dueling back, and I love that you just said it without really knowing the word, because
Right,
that
dueling,
really is
that's
what it is.
exactly right.
It's a duelist game like it used to be. It was made when and the dueling was just so good, and it was so extensive, and there was so much going on, and because it was balanced, and there wasn't a like certain meta setup that you could use to just insta kill people like there used to be, like there is now on the live server.
I didn't, nobody told me anything about this, but for whatever reason, something in my mind told me just pick one class and play that class on the PTS and try not to get yourself too worked up, excited, or too disappointed. So I've just literally, I've kind of been looking forward to that grapple hook. I really like that movement. And so I've been playing with that thing pretty much entirely through the PTS. So I didn't want to play, Assassin and get disappointed and be like, wow, I really suck at Assassin now because of this conch thing. I can't figure it out. Or wow, the axes throw really weird and different. I didn't want to get disappointed about these other classes. So I'm almost even more excited that once the game actually releases to go and like play the finished products, if you will, and then say, oh, here's how they changed the hunter that I played in PTS. So with that said, Pop, you go on this one first. Are there anything obviously that ended up being nerfs and buffs that got discussed that you can talk about?
So I do want to finish my thought on.
Oh,
why
sorry.
we
Go
chose
right
the
ahead.
dev
Please
team.
go right ahead. Yeah.
And then also talk about first and second PTS, but a couple
Okay.
other things on the dev team
Oh, yeah,
that I've
please.
seen behind a little bit behind the scenes is Thor and the rest of the Realm team. There's the official hashtag PTS feedback Realm channel. Every single one of those comments is being read. Every single comment and thread on Reddit is being read, and I'm not saying by third-party community members. This is Thor directly, the rest of the Realm team, their producer Old Rens. They are all directly reading and putting all of this together. So don't feel like if you post it out there, even if you don't get a response, it's not being read.
That's good to know.
It is.
That's really good to know.
I can tell you every single comment. On top of that,
Even Adam's comments, Pop?
what's that?
Even Adam's comments?
Even Adam's comments,
What?
yeah. And I can also say after the PTS, you may have noticed this kind of gets in the second topic of week 1 versus week 2. But if you noticed how many changes happened in 1 week, directly after that, the PTS 1, there were meetings, and this is where I say don't just think just because there's a external playtest or NDA community that you're not having direct input.
Sure.
There were multiple meetings with non-NDA folks, casual community, competitive community, getting direct feedback, and something I thought really, so that there was that diverse feedback group, and that's where a lot of those changes going into PTS2 came from. But you can see, one of the important things I heard from Thor in those meetings was that their team is aiming for inches, not miles. They're
Okay.
going to make mistakes, and their goal is to make every patch better than the previous one, rather than in the past where there were these drastic shifts trying to remake the game in this cool way, entire class locking shifts and all this. They really want a foundational patch and build on it.
I love it.
in a nice way with those inches to build out to that mile.
And I
Yeah.
agree with
I
Adam.
like that
Like that.
approach a lot more than just.
I agree with Adam. Like
fast
what they
reworks.
put out right now is
Right.
such an unbelievable foundation to start with.
It is.
It's-
It's a really good start.
Nothing
yeah.
seems too broken or too like, wow, they really screwed this up. Like everything seems very
Exactly.
within like reasonable ability to like alter it and change it enough to like make it work perfectly. So Pop, tell me a little bit more about either about the nerfs and buffs, or if you want to talk a little bit more on
Yeah.
the two patches, whichever you want.
Sure. So going into patch 1 to patch 2. So patch 1, I liked the surprise that everyone had, the huge amount of content, but you may have noticed there were some incredibly overpowered things. Firebomb is one example if you watch any trio competitives.
Yeah.
Basically
Yeah.
no cooldown on it. The damage was insane. It was a must take. The early time to kills were much higher and that turned out a lot of that was how much armor the green armor was giving. So a set of 4 armors from green was giving 900 instant plus regen, in addition to the armor potion meta being higher. So you frequently on that first patch see people with 10 armor pots, 3 health pots, basically flipped from live.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I didn't even make I wasn't even making armor in the first patch. Like
Yeah.
I constantly had 10
nutty.
10.
And then in 5 days, essentially, I think it was 5 days, because the PTS ended Monday, and we had another PTS by Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, Thursday.
All of that was changed. There were additional balance changes for the sniper, the fire staff swapping, crossbow, all that stuff. The drop rates, the Zeppelin chests were changed where stuff was coming out. Goblins were changed, so armor was now popping out of goblins.
That was amazing, by the way.
I don't know if you saw how many bug fixes there were, but the mounts, like the motorcycle was silent in the first PTS, not in the second.
Skull of Chaos went away. Every single audio bug was fixed. Like literally every single one, all 3. The fucking dragon was better. The fucking no random noises at all. Like I was like, oh my god, like what? This is actually god tier.
Do you guys know on live that bug where you fake drink an armor potion?
Yeah.
Have you seen that once on either PTS?
I did not. I didn't see that.
No.
And now you can hold your armor and health potions to drink multiple instead of having to tap each one.
Oh no. Yeah, the holding the button in. Yes.
I've
There's
never
new
done
vault
that.
animations through Windows. When you go
Yeah,
through Windows, you see new
I love
animations.
that.
New lighting on the home screen. Like there's so many just quality of life touches that people don't even see.
Yeah, exactly. I love that different like mantle. And then I was gonna say too, like, damn, sheesh, that looking fine in 5 days.
Yeah, like all of that in 5 days with a very small team. I am beyond impressed with that team, and like speaking to the quality of the team and the hard work they're putting in, I think, and how closely they're listening to the community, that they can make that many changes in 5 days and have maybe 1 in 10 people say, well, maybe it should have been changed this way instead. You can't ever please 100%, but to get that 90+%, I am beyond impressed.
You forgot the capital M in my name, Smarmy.
What did I do? I'm a fucking
You put a
idiot.
capital Z, but you didn't put a capital M.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah, that's really triggering.
I've lost my mind tonight, dude. How's that?
I don't know what the fuck you're
We're
doing.
good now?
But anyway, yeah, we're perfect now.
I think
So I think
Popschlock's
these more
S might be
recent
capitalized too.
PTSs, you may have noticed the hashtag log dump folder and the high-res folks hanging around, and not a ton of new content, even though there's bug fixes in them. I think that they've identified that content balancing from PTS 1 to PTS 2, those changes were received really well, and that the crashing needs to be dealt with. And we can see that the last 2 PTSs, or maybe even 3 of those short ones, they've just been gathering logs left and right, and I trust they'll find the issue, and I'm looking forward to that being fixed, because that's
think
definitely the
they
biggest issue in my book
can-
still.
I think they can too. I was gonna say I'm actually trusting these people now because of how well they fixed the audio. Like, I just am so baffled by how perfectly they were able to fix the audio when there were that many problems, and it just 1 week, just boom, they're all like, that gives me trust in literally everything. Like even almost more than like Apex's dev team at this point, and that says a lot. Like there were a few things I wanted to say, comment on the armor potion thing that you mentioned. I was spectating, and I know it was just specifically a spectator bug, but it was just their armor potion was blinking. There was no animation. There was no. It was just like sitting there blinking on their screen. There was nothing like happening. It was just like as if they were using it. That where it like starts to like blink, you know, like with the slight like highlight or whatever when you're using a potion. That's what it was doing in the spectate, but that's the only thing that I've really noticed like regarding a potion or anything like that. But yeah, I trust the dev team now too, Velo. Exactly.
Yeah, you know, Pop, there's a question in the chat. I don't think you can answer it, but I'll ask anyway. So someone's asking about, is there any future plans to upgrade to UR4 or 5? And if you can't answer that directly, can you talk about how difficult that would be to do if it were something they were considering, if that's possible?
Sure. So yeah, I don't know of any plans from Hi-Rez or nothing that I could speak to, even if I did, but I can speak to the game industry as a whole. It's not as easy as just a simple button or port, or it's a serious investment into recoding, porting assets. I think everybody already knows that Realm is heavily based on Paladins, which is UE3, so to go back and unwind all that Paladin stuff, I'm sure would not be easy. So my assumption would be Realm would have to make money first, but I don't have any insight. This just my personal guess.
No, that's fair. Good answer. Good answer. Are we done with Nerfs and Buffs? You guys answered that one. You talked about that one as much as you want to.
I mean, yeah, it seems. I think Firestone Staff got a little nerf, and it seems pretty good now. It was never too crazy, and I guess the only thing that I didn't really see that was touched was the healing flask. Did I miss that? Has that been touched at all, or is it the same?
Healing Flask did not get touched.
Okay.
Fire Staff did.
So maybe because it was more for me, it was like every single mage was using the two healing mage onlys, and that was the ice block and the healing flask. And it almost seemed to me like that the healing flask was almost doing what the healing shout was doing for warrior before they changed it and got rid of it, because it was such a big burst of heal with the gold flask that like I was watching Coleman's and shit, and obviously it was just a mixture of that class being pretty overtuned at that time, but like they would have gold staff and gold slug with a gold flask and a gold ice block, and that was just was the best. It would just beat everything, dueling, team setup, like everything. You just like couldn't lose if you played it right with a Soar. I mean, it was like 3 different types of resets and healing. So
you bring up something I wanted to ask you, actually, Adam. I'm so glad you're talking about this, because Idiot Mouse, by the way, who I think most of us probably thought won't really ever come back to this game. Like, it would take some pretty amazing miracles for him to really come back and grind the game. I think we can all agree on that. And then not only did he come back and play for like 10 hours with Crypt that day, but he popped into the server and wrote a book, right? And one of the things that was most interesting to me that he talked about was about the cancel on the ice block. Am I, Pop, you know what I'm talking about? He was wondering why there was a cancel ability to cancel the ice block. And I was like, I don't get it. And then I'm playing a game and someone like went ice block and then canceled immediately and killed me. And I was like, oh. Because obviously if we see a player ice block, we're thinking, okay, that's going to go for a certain duration depending on what kind of ice block they had. But if they can go ice block and then pop right out of it and then kill us, it does seem a little...
that was a big...
that
broken.
Was
what like made Papega Mage so good back in the day. People would use ice block with Ghost Walk, and that it would basically be always up with the way the cooldowns were. So you would either be ice blocking or ghost walking. And yeah, the ability to cancel it early is absolutely controversial. It's kind of interesting.
We're doing good, guys. Thanks for asking.
I'm not really sure how I feel about it personally, but I do think it is a little overtuned.
There was something else that he said you could cancel too. I think he was referring to Soar, but Soar's always been cancelable, right? I mean,
no, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that on
Cancelable,
live
yeah.
game right now, you can cancel SOAR anytime you want if you re-push the button. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
And I'm just wondering if he might have stopped playing before they instituted that. If maybe at one point in time SOAR wasn't cancelable. I wouldn't be able to speak to that. Maybe Pop, you know, if that was originally something that couldn't be canceled. But definitely in the live version of the game, it can be canceled, and definitely in PTS you can cancel it. But he was speaking to those two items being like a problem, like as unfair as SOAR. People think that SOAR is unfair. Some people, right? There's a whole group of people that think SOAR is just really OP. I don't know about you, but I don't know. I've been killed a lot while soaring. A lot less than when I've been killed in the middle of my blink, for sure.
Sunshine, Baja, let's go. Sorry.
Oh, are you restreaming, Madam? Are you playing right now? You're you're a fucking animal, bro. I love you, man. Oh my god, I didn't even realize.
In general, I've heard good things. Like the old ice block was garbage. I mean, let's just call it what it is. And the reason the cancel was added was because of Mage, because of the interaction between Ghost Walk and Ice Block. Right. With Ghost Walk no longer being on Mage, that cancel on Ice Block no longer creates that infinite combo that you have to worry about. It may be a tad overtuned, especially on the legendary, where you can essentially get out of fight free for 6 seconds, or use it to counter things like snipes.
Right. Pop Crazy actually wrote the quote from him. He said, "Pressing reload and then using SOAR or Ice Block makes the ability auto cancel immediately after using. That shouldn't happen." Is this what we're talking about?
Same with grapple. Grapple is the same idea too. If you like do anything, once you use it, it cancels that. I don't know. It feels right for that to exist. It like makes sense. I think logically, and just like when I'm playing, I feel like I should be able to cancel that stuff like that. So I feel like I agree with it and probably disagree with Idiot Mouse. He's known for having some pretty shit takes, but it's definitely like, it's been a controversy. Like that's why they changed it to you can't cancel it anymore. And I think a good reason that Popschlock just brought up though was like Ghost Walk isn't a thing anymore. Did they remove Ghost Walk completely then? Is that not a ability, or is it
no Ghost Walk in the PTS?
Oh wow, okay, yeah, so
there is none, yeah.
So then you know, I feel like the reason why that was overtuned to me was just Mage as a whole had the flask, and that it was like 2 healing abilities that were just like super, I guess she's made to be a support, but then you know what I mean, she had like all that DPS with the fucking staff, so that got nerfed, so that's good. Now she can kind of be more of a support, but I'm sure that'll be a class, you know, that over time will get changes and stuff too.
There's something very interesting on Fire Staff to the point of it being overtuned. So it was dealing 830 damage a hit, which made it a 4-shot to kill people. So there was no reason to take Fireball. It was 4 shots with Fireball, and it was 4 shots without Fireball.
Yeah,
so,
I figured that out pretty early, by the way. I played Mage just a couple games, and I was like, this Fireball, I'd rather have this other thing. Or, you know, I'd rather have the grounding shock, or I'd rather have another heal. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Exactly, yeah. And you never saw any good player Mage. It was just the same thing. Ice Block, Flask, that's it. And so, I don't know. We'll get to a point where it makes more sense, but I just feel like right now those are a little overwhelming. Just as far as dueling specifically, it's so hard to kill a Mage. It's like, it seems maybe a little... probably the best class right now, but also the most fun. So
I put patience up here as the third topic. It's just my way of saying let's talk about whatever. So I want to start off by saying this. There's been no more like joy in my life than watching all the old guys that grinded this game come back and play it and have all the guys that we currently know are really super sweaty absolutely destroy them early on in this PTS. Anybody else want to comment on that? I mean, it's been fun to watch Crippler complain. It's been fun to watch Giant be spectator royale. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of been really interesting. Look at Adam. He's getting ready. He's getting ready. He's going. Yep. There we go.
I'm dabbing.
He's preparing for a rant right now. This is going to be so good.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm just the best in the world. What can I say?
Right.
I'm just kidding. No, I never gave up. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's cool, man. They were all dog shit, and I knew it anyway. They only kept playing and were good because
Here we
everybody
go.
else was bad. Like everybody else that was good stopped playing because
Interesting.
they went on and played better games that were more difficult.
Sure.
And so like yeah, the people like me and Gentle and Idiot, you know, like all these people that
Right.
stayed on for another like year after all that, 2 years, 3 years for me, 4 years. Those are all the Papegas. So we all have to kind of like, we have to put in our time, and at the end of the day, we're just not the best. The daddies are gonna come in and fuck us all.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting to see, and at the same time it's also really exciting because I said this also in one of my videos recently. I said I can't wait to see once Adam, and I named off 10 people probably, once they start grinding really hard and once this game gets actually, you know, loaded onto the version we're gonna be playing with for probably a while. It'll be really interesting to see the screaming and yelling that goes on when you shit on people and then tell them they're bad. I cannot wait.
And the fights
For
are
that
gonna last for
content.
like 30 minutes. That
Yeah.
shit is so good, dude. I love it.
More no bugs. Give us insight into what to expect 3 PTS. So Pop, Omni's asking, don't know if you can tell us, but her question was more bugs? Question
Definitely
mark. Give
not.
us some insight into what to expect for like the 3rd version of this thing, you know, hopefully next weekend.
Yeah, what's happening? What's coming?
Yeah, Pop, tell us everything you know.
Yeah.
Number of bugs being worked on, and that's all I can share.
There's nothing better than asking a question knowing you cannot get an answer, but you gotta ask it anyway. You're just not doing your job, you know. So,
Old Manor, top of Old Manor. Fuck that place.
Did you notice the Guntown water tower is gone in the PTS?
Oh,
I
did.
Isn't that cool?
Pop, what about that little hiding space you showed me over there by lumber?
That one's still there.
Oh, good to know.
You can use that one still. Yep,
Oh.
enjoy.
I listen. After you showed me, I used it one time, and I had a guy probably just screaming and yelling like, "This guy's cheating for sure." I just popped out right behind him and destroyed him. He was probably like, "What? Where did he come from?"
I
knew
never
better,
knew
but
about
you
that. I
gotta
know
ask
about
it.
most of the map bugs. I feel like that one I hadn't found until the encyclopedia known as Shiz showed me one game. I was amazed I'd run by it so many times and not seen it.
So let's wrap this up with whatever you guys want to talk about. But I do want to throw a couple things your guys' way to maybe talk about a little bit. How happy are you with that gold and black skin? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just like, let's go. That thing looks so good.
I love it. Did you see the new textures that got added this PTS?
You told
on
me,
the
was
gold?
that you last night that told me about that? So like, if you look
It's
carefully
so
at the gold,
cool.
good. It's like holographic. I was looking at it.
Yes,
It's moving and shit.
it's so good. But
Love
hey,
it.
I
Pop,
think
can we
they're amazing.
can we work on the eyes? They're a little bit like they don't make sense. The eyes being all weird.
On all the skins or what skin?
I just think that the eyes being like kind of white fired out, like it just, I don't know. It kind of looks weird. I don't know.
How would you see them? What would be your ideal picture for that?
I think if you made the eyes black and then just put a little bit of like a actual
One of the
pupil.
biggest dabs I've taken to date. Sorry.
I would say post it in PTS feedback. Their artists are
man.
looking there too. I'm telling you that the whole team is so dialed into the official realm. It is that's the best way to get feedback directly to them. And in terms of the realm team reaching out and putting together small groups to directly meet with them, that's heavily based on who's giving feedback in those channels. So
Interesting.
try like obviously Reddit and other places too, but people who are giving feedback and giving critical, thoughtful feedback, that's the best way to help the team. They want community opinions. So if you want something changed on the OG skin and you post it, and their artist likes what you're saying or tries it out and goes, wow, that's cool, maybe you'll get that change in, and you can say, wow, I helped influence this eye.
I think you also know about me too, Pop. Like I try to stay as much in my lane as I can, and I try to be more of a rah, hey, I believe in this thing, hey, I can't wait, it's gonna be awesome, you know, more so than I'm the guy that's in there going, the eyes look really stupid, you know.
This is something they're asking for, though. They want people's feedback. They don't want the community to sit back and just go, oh, I don't like this. They want you to post that feedback where they can see it.
I'll throw some PTS feedback in about the crazy eyes. I think the eyes can be a little bit different. I'll throw it in there.
There you go.
Ronnie the Tron, that's not actually his name, but I call him Ronnie the Tron. He said, did you see Thor's mount today? Was it new? I didn't see it. And then Omni also put right below that, screenshot it, or it didn't happen. Was Thor rocking a new mount today that we are gonna maybe see it down the road, or was it just like unlucky that he accidentally?
Did you see the mount that Shiz was running 1-2 days ago?
Is that the same mount, the one that's Kaleidoscope Gold?
Yep, that one, and then the chicken, and
the
then
chicken that goes with it,
an avatar or spray and an avatar alongside that. That's what Thor is running today.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, you know, those things sound like they would be a package, you know? It might be a package, it seems like. Those things go together. I don't know, I'm just talking out loud here.
What did you think? What did you think of those skins of chicken?
If he launches the server next Tuesday, live server, and everything's fixed up, and that's in the store, take my money. If I have to buy the black and gold skins,
I'm gonna run that chicken every game. That chicken was so good.
The Phoenix.
Oh no, the Phoenix is cool too.
No,
but that
talking about the Kaleidoscope chicken.
That thing is ridiculous.
Have you seen the Kaleidoscope chicken?
I don't remember.
Dude, the Kaleidoscope chicken. I have a clip.
He has it on one of his ears or one of his eyes or something.
Hold on, I will throw it up. I have a clip of it actually, I believe. Oh, I'm lying. I don't. I'm a liar. I deleted it. Of course.
My God.
Jesus.
Someone clipped it from Gentle Stream the other day.
You guys want to see the
find it.
clip of Thor calling me adopted?
Adam, no. Not the place, Adam. Not the place. Yes, it's kind of an orange, goldish color, Ronnie. Shining thing they're saying in chat. So I know that you can't say anything on this one for sure, Pop, but how much more patience do you think we need to have? Is it Halloween patience, or are we talking Thanksgiving patience? We talking Christmas or New Year's patience? How much more patience do we have to have? I'm just kidding. Don't answer that. Don't even say you can't answer that.
So yeah, it was just like in crossing. I just headshot him a couple times. It was just gaming banter. It was nothing serious. I didn't mean
Yo,
what
gaming
I said.
cube, how are you?
It was just fucking
Roach,
around.
I see you in there, by the way, brother. Hello.
But yeah,
Adam, what do you think? Adam, what's your guess on how much more patience we have to have? You can answer this question.
It's one of my most fond memories of him. I would say no later than mid-September.
Interesting. Hold on one sec.
That's just me guessing, though. Black with gold lining. Yeah, we love the black with gold. I don't think they're working on a new map. No, I love what they did though with the current map and like set up the zones in that way. Yeah, there's just so many good things about it. Like they really took the feedback and they really are proving it that they want our feedback and they're gonna take what we say.
Wait, I missed what you said. As someone who missed out on the OG Kaleidoscope, I cannot wait. Yes. Crippler is watching you, SMARMYTANK. Really? Wow.
I put the horse in the chat if you want to see the new horse. I haven't found the chicken, but it's the same texture.
Hello, officer. I haven't been drinking tonight, I swear. Just was on my way to do a video on YouTube about the PTS. I swear, officer, I wasn't drinking. Looking for the reaction now on Crippler's stream. Let's see if
look,
he gets...
I'm gonna stream snipe Crippler, stream sniping you. Oh yes.
There we go. Crippler, you want to come in here and talk? Crippler,
I thought we weren't inviting a bunch of people. I'm just kidding.
No, your half hour of time is up, Adam. Okay,
I didn't know I got
Right?
only got a half an hour.
Yeah, no,
I'm way
look it,
past my time.
You have
slot
to be
then. I'll
taken
see
in
you later.
special. Listen, we all know this. You have to be taken in special doses. Okay, a half hour is a long time.
You mean
A
small
long time.
doses? Yeah, no, I got you. I've been told my whole life I'm too much. You know, once.
Nah,
a
I gotta
month
go to
is
bed.
enough,
Ah,
Adam.
shit,
yeah,
man.
I got you.
I think that
No,
is
no.
PTS gone. Did they shut it down? Or is it still up?
Yeah, BTS is done for sure.
Well, Crippler, I love you, man, and we'll definitely get a chance with you guys.
Oh,
maybe
wait.
next weekend.
BTS isn't down. There's people playing it.
Okay, well then maybe that's what we should do. We should probably shut this shit down and just play some PTS. You guys want to do that? You got any time to do that,
Thought it was
Pop?
down. Now it might be that on the past ones, if you left it open, you could keep queuing. But if after the time was up, which was 12 a.m. Eastern, you couldn't load in if it wasn't already open.
I'm dead then. I can't
You
play.
can try now, but it might be that case again.
Nope, I'm dead.
That's
I can't play.
definitely what it is.
Is this the clip? Yeah, this is the clip.
Nice.
Okay, there's the kaleidoscope
Pog, wow,
mount.
Pog, wow, Pog, wow, Pog. New
GG.
kaleidoscope mount,
Where
Pog,
is it?
Pog. Okay, now check him.
Chicken him after this, and then you'll see.
That's pretty sick.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
energy.
the chicken is so good, dude.
Pog, 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 Pog.
Oh shit! I closed your stream. Hold on.
That's all right.
All right, I'm back. Whoa!
Look at that chicken, bro.
Oh my god, dude, I'm so excited for
That
that.
chicken's
draw wieners in the
so
challenge.
good, dude.
I'm here.
What?
Hey guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Oh my god, that was some unbelievable content right there, you guys. Popschlock has literally revealed to us that he was like secreting this shit, like he was law of attractioning the game coming back and doing all these bug logs and shit, and just some of his feedback and some of his answers to these questions were just amazing. And then to hear a guy who some might say is controversial, some might just think he's just another guy who's funny or whatever on the internet, to hear a guy who's highly skilled at this game in AdaMaZe and has had a die-hard group and community around him for some time now, come in here and eloquently explain some of the things that have really excited him. I think this was a fucking banger of a fucking radio cast, you guys. I look forward to number 3. I hope you enjoyed number 2. We'll see you guys next time. I hope that you like and subscribe and check me out on twitch.tv/SmarmyTank. I stream 3 days a week. See you guys in the realm. Reforged. That's kind of cringe. I'm gonna leave it in. Fuck it.